Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Coding Lifestyle for You. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can build this amazing on-screen keyboard. Okay, so you can see like and subscribe here. Okay, so I have this backspace, it will help me to delete this. Okay, then I can type anything in capitals like and share. Okay, so do share this video. Okay, then we have this delete button. This will help me to delete everything, but if I want to go to a new line, I can hit enter. Okay, and then I can type something. Same way, if I want some special characters, so this way I can type some special characters here. This shift key will help me to get numbers back. Then I have a space here to provide some space. If I want to provide some tab spaces, then I will use this tab. Then I have this del button for deleting everything from this text area. So let's start this. What you guys have to do, just open your PyCharm and make sure your Python interpreter is downloaded on your system. Just go to this file, select new project, give a folder name here. So on screen keyboard. After that, just select a virtual environment and click on this create button. So this will help you to create a virtual environment. So the virtual environment will be created depending on the speed of your systems. So it is created now. Next thing is that we need to create a Python file. So click on this folder name, then select new and then go to this Python file. And here give the name of the Python file. I will go with main and hit enter. You can see .py extension is automatically added with this main file because I created a Python file here. Okay, and here I will be writing the code in this editor. So to start, what we have to do, since we have to create the GUI of on-screen keyboard, we will use a module which is known as Tkinter. That Tkinter module is inbuilt and we do not need to download that. Okay, it is a cross-platform module. That means the code which you will write on Windows will run on Linux as well as on Mac operating system. With the help of Tkinter, we can create GUIs in a simple way. We have some other external modules also. There is WX Python, Kiwi, PyQt, etc. Okay, let's start with this. So I will be using Tkinter here. Firstly, I need to import it. So I will be writing from Tkinter. So this is a module Tkinter. So from this module, I'm going to import everything. So I will write asterisk. So this asterisk simply means that I'm importing all the classes and the methods which are present inside this Tkinter module. Okay, so after importing this, now we need to create a GUI window. Okay, so to create GUI window, we have to create the instance of TK class. So this TK is a class and we need to assign this to a variable, and that variable is known as the object. So this root here is a variable, object variable. Okay, let me just provide a comment that what it is creating instance, or you can call it object of TK class. Okay, like this. So this will help you to create your window. If I run this code, right click and run main. Main is the name of my file. You can see the code ended successfully. Okay, so there are no mistakes here and we are not able to see the window. The reason is because this code executed so fast that our eyes was not able to see the window. Okay, so I need to hold that window. I need to keep that window on a loop so that I can see that window continuously. So for that, I have a method inside this TK class, and that method is known as main loop, and I can access that method with the help of object name. So I will write here object name dot main loop. So this is a method which will help you to keep your window on a loop. If I run again, rerun, you can see we are getting a window here, right? So this is how you create a window in Tkinter. After creating a window, now let's provide some title here. Here you can see the title right now is TK. Let me change it to some other title. And make sure you type everything between these two lines. Root dot title, and the title has to be passed in the form of a string. So I will write on screen keyboard. So this is my title here. Okay, let's run this and see. So you can see the title. If I drag it a little bit on the right hand side, you will be able to see it properly. You can see we are getting the title on a screen keyboard. Okay. Now if you see, we are able to drag this window, right? And we are also able to maximize this window. So I don't want these two things to happen. Okay, I want my window of fixed size. So for that, what I will do, I will use another method of TK class, which is known as resizable. And here I need to pass false for the width and then the false for the height. Okay, so this will simply disable my maximize button. If I run it again, you can see now my maximize button is disabled and you will not be able to drag this window anymore. Now if you see in my original project, here I have this title, okay, title label on a screen keyboard. So we need to create this on a screen keyboard label. Okay, let's go back to our original code. Here we will use a label class to create a label, and let me assign it to a variable title label, and this label will help you to add text on that screen. Okay, so first of all, where you want your label, I want my label on my window. So root is the name of my window, so I need to pass this. Next thing is that we need to add text on this label, so I will write text equals to on screen keyboard. Okay, make sure you type in the form of a string keyboard like this. If I run this code, you will not be able to see the label. The reason is because we just created a label, but we have not placed this label on my window. So for that, we will be accessing one of the method which helps you to place anything on your window. Okay, that method is present inside this label class. Let's use that, and we can use that with the help of this title label object. Okay, so let's use that title label dot grid. Okay, this grid is a method which will help you to add anything on your window screen in the form of rows and columns. Okay, here you need to pass the row number and the column number. So row, since this is the first thing we are adding, so row will be 0 only and column will also be 0, because before this title label there is nothing on this window. If you see, right now I added this title label, so you are able to see this title here, okay, on a screen keyboard. Okay, but the screen size is very small. So what will happen, as soon as I will start adding things on this screen, the size will automatically increase. Okay, so right now I have added a title. Let's give some font to this title because this title is looking very small right now. So what I will do, I will provide a font here. So make sure you pass font in the form of a tuple, and here first thing is you need to mention the style of the font. So I will use Arial. You can use any font style, it's up to you. You can get all these fonts from Microsoft Word. Okay, and the size I will give 20. This is the text size. Okay, and next thing is that I want to make the text bold, so I will pass bold here. That's it. So this is how you give font in Tkinter. Let's run this. You can see now the size got increased, right? And we are getting this on screen keyboard in this font. So our title is ready. Next thing is that we need to create a text area. So we'll have to create this text area. So let's see how we can create this text area. We will use a text class to create a text area, and we will assign this name of the variable as text area. You can give any name. I'm going to use text area. So this text area will help you to access all the methods which are present inside this text class. So here where I want this text area, I want this text area on my root window. So first thing you need to pass this, and if I run right now, you will not be able to see this text area. The reason is because we have just created this class, but I have not placed that where I want this text area on my window. So for that I have to use the object name dot grid method. As I told you, this will take rows and columns, that in which row or column you want to add this text area. So row I want to give 1 because in row 0 I already have this title label. So I will give row as 1 for this text area, and the column will still be 0. Okay, I hope you are able to understand why row 1 and column 0. Let's run and see. So you can see the size got increased and we got the text area here. Okay, so you can see that I am typing from my keyboard. Okay, and the text size is very small, so let's increase the size of this text. So let's provide some font to this text area. So whatever text you will type, that will be in this particular font. Here I will use the style as Arial, then I'll make the size to 15, and then I'll make it bold. Let's run this. You can see the size got increased. Okay, now you can see the text area is of very large size, so I need to fix its width and the height. So let's fix the width and the height. So here I will write comma height equals to 10. Okay, let's see how this 10 looks like. Yeah, so this is fine. I have used 10 in my original project also, so I'm using that 10 only. And then after height 10, let's change the width also. So width I'm going to provide as 100. Let's check. So this is the width. Okay, the size got increased, right? So we are done with the text area. Now we also want to add some border. Okay, I want to increase the thickness of border, so I will write BD. BD stands for border, and here I need to mention the value. So I'm giving it a value of 8. Let's see how it looks. So this is how a border looks like. Okay, next thing is that if you want styling to your border, you can give relief keyword argument. Relief equals to sunken. So this is the value. There are different values: sunken, ridge, groove, etc. Okay, let's run this. You can see this is the styling. Now what I want, that when I run this project, okay, I want my cursor to automatically blink at this position. Okay, so for that I need to set focus on this text area. So I will write text area dot focus set. Okay, let's run this. Now you will be able to see the cursor is automatically blinking at that position. After this, now we have to create all these buttons. All these buttons are created in the same way except for this space. This is created differently, otherwise all these buttons are created in the same way. So let's create this. So here you can see I have created a list of all the buttons that I will be adding on my keyboard. Okay, so I have this apostrophe button, then 1 2 3 4 5 6 up to this del, and then tab, all these buttons. Okay, so make sure you create this list and add all the buttons which you want on your keyboard. So you can see that this label is added on row 0, then this text area is added on row 1. Now we will start adding buttons from row 2. Okay, let's see. So to access the elements of this list, we will be using a loop here. So for button in buttons list, I want to add all these text on my buttons. Okay, so let's create a button. So how do you create button in Tkinter? You use a button class, and inside that button class you mention that where you want your button. So I want all my buttons on my root window. Okay, and then after that you mention the text, that what should be the text on your button. Okay, so the text will be nothing but the elements of this list, right? So what I will pass here, I will pass this variable, because this variable will simply store each element one by one. Okay, so this text will be nothing but this button variable. If I run right now, you will not be able to see this button. The reason is because we just created a button and we have not added this on my window. So for adding this, what we will use grid method. Okay, so dot grid. Okay, and here we need to mention the row and a column. I'm going to create two variables here, var row equals to 2 and var column equals to 0 initially. Okay, why I'm assigning var row equals to 2? Because if you see at row 0 we already have this title label, and at row 1 we already have this text area. So the button should start from row 2. So that is why I'm creating this variable and assigning 2 as a value. Now here you can mention row equals to var row variable, and then column equals to var column variable. Let's run this. You can see we are getting one button here, that is the last button only, and all these buttons are overlapped on each other. If you see, we are getting only this one, and all the previous ones are overlapped on each other, and last button is this space one. Okay, so I don't want to add all these buttons at the same position, so I simply want to increase var row value and var column value. Here you can see firstly the apostrophe button will be created, okay, at row 2 and column 0. After that I want this button number 1 at row 2 and column number 1, so I need to increase column values. Okay, so I'll write var column plus equals to 1. So first button will be added, okay, this first button will be added on our window. After that column will be increased by 1, then this 1 will be added, and then 2 will be added, and so on. Okay, let's see. Here you can see the apostrophe button is at this position and all other buttons are here. Okay, so why like this? Okay, the reason is because on screen keyboard this label is added at row 0 and column 0. Okay, and this text area was added at row 1 and column 0. So this button is at row 2 column 0, and this complete thing is column 0. Okay, till here this complete thing is column 0. So we are getting column 1, 2, 3 after that. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to provide this text area and this label some column spaces. Okay, let's stop this code. So what I will do here where I have created this column, I will mention column span. So it will take that many column spaces. So I want this title label should take 15 column spaces. After that, this text area should also take 15 column spaces. Okay, like this. Now let's see. You can see that we are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 15 buttons here. Okay, and all other buttons 16 onwards on a new column. Now I only want 14 buttons in one row. So for that I will apply a condition here that if var column is greater than 14, okay, in that case what I will do, I will simply change this var column value back to 0. So var column back to 0, and I will increase the value of row. Okay, so that after 14 buttons the next button should start from a new row. We will increase var row value by 1, like this. If I run this code now, you can see that we are getting all our buttons. Okay, so each row is having only 14 buttons here. Now let's add some width to these buttons. So here I will mention some width equals to 5. Let's see how it looks. So next thing is this space button has to be created separately because I want to provide a different width to it, and it has to be in the center, right? So what I will do, I will simply apply a condition here that if button is not equals to space, okay, if that button will not be equal to space, then only these buttons will be created. So except for this space, all other buttons will be created. Okay, and now let's see. You can see we are getting all the other buttons except for space button. Okay, so for creating a space button I will apply another condition here. If button equals to space, or you can simply write the else. Okay, because after this if condition, the else part will be executed, and in the else part I have only one element left, that is a space. Okay, so this space button will be created. Okay, so let's use the else only, else condition, and here I will simply create a button with the help of button class. And here I want to mention that where I want this button, so I want my button on my root window. Next thing is the text. So text will be nothing but this button only. Okay, the last button, this text will be written on that button. So if I run at this stage, you will not be able to see the button, spacebar button. The reason is because I have not gridded it. So let's grid it. So dot grid. And so where this space button will be gridded, so let's count here. If you see, this label is at row 0, this text area is at row 1, then these buttons at row 2, then this tab line is at row 3, caps line is at row 4, shift line is at row 5, then this has to be at row 6. Okay, so let's add this. So here the row number will be 6 and the column will be 0 only. Let's run this. So this space button is created but is on the left hand side. I want it to be in the center. So for that, what I will do, I will mention column span. Okay, how many column spaces it should take? So it should take 15 column spaces. Let's see. And now you can see that we are getting the space button on the center here. Okay, now after that, let me provide some width to this space button. So I will write here, comma, width equals to 30. Let's run this code. So we are getting the space button like this. Okay, now if you match these buttons with my original project buttons, those are not similar. See here, these button does not look similar to the ones that we have created just now. Here you can see when I am hovering on these buttons, the color is changing to blue. Okay, so what basically I have done here, I have applied a theme here. So let's see what themes we can apply on these buttons. Open your web browser, search for TTK themes. Okay, visit this website ttkthemes.readdocs.io. Here you can see we can apply all these themes on our check buttons, on our buttons, on our text areas. So there are so many themes here. All these themes can be applied, and there are some themes which only works for Linux and does not work for Windows. There are some which works only for Mac OS and does not work for Windows. There are so many. So I'm going to use this Radiance. Okay, this works for Ubuntu as well as for Windows. So I will use this theme. So to add themes on your buttons, you need to install one external module. So go to your terminal, just type pip install ttk themes and hit enter. These are the Tkinter themes which you can apply on your buttons. It is getting downloaded. So here you can see the TTK themes module is downloaded successfully. Now after that we need to import it. So what I'm going to write, import TTK themes like this. So after importing this TTK themes, so instead of this TK class, the class will be changed to themed TK, and the theme TK class can be accessed with the help of module name. So we'll have to write, instead of this TK class, we have to write TTK themes dot themed TK class. It works same as the TK class. It has all the methods which are present in TK class. So only this is the replacement, that TK class will be changed to themed TK class. Okay, so that we will be able to apply themes. After that we need to get themes. So we'll write root.getThemes method. Okay, and after that we need to set theme. So at this position, if I run this code, you will not be able to see any changes. Okay, so I need to set some theme so that you will be able to see. So I will write root.setTheme, and here you need to mention the theme name. So you can choose any theme from here. You can read it out and check which themes are working for Windows. I will be using Radiance, so I'll mention Radiance here in the form of a string, Radiance. And after setting the theme also, you will not be able to see anything changes. If I run this code, see, there are no changes here. Now I need to apply this theme on my buttons, right? So what I will do, where I have added this button class, where I have created the button, here I have to just type ttk dot, that's it. Okay, so this ttk is not imported. Okay, so we need to import this ttk. So what I will write here, I will write from tkinter import ttk like this. So, okay, so with the help of this ttk module dot button, the theme will be applied to all these buttons. And the same way I need to apply the theme on my spacebar also. So here also I'll mention ttk dot button. Right, let's run this code. You can see the theme is now applied on my buttons. and this is giving a very good look. Radiance, you can use any other theme also of your choice, so I have used this one. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood till here. If I click on these buttons, it will not work right now because I have not added any functionality to these buttons. So in the next video, I will add the functionality to these buttons. So see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.